You guys, 2023 is coming to an end and I cannot even believe it. It flew, like, where did it go? I have no idea. I don't know. Anyway, I thought that I would go ahead and share with you some of my standout products from this year. Now, some of these products are products that came out this year and I tried them and I love them. Others are ones that have existed prior, but I only tried them this year, so I'm sharing those with you as well. And then others still might be products that are not new this year, not new to me this year. However, I have been using them consistently and loving them because they have been helping me deal with the changes that my hair has been going through. And if you're not sure what I'm referencing with that one, there is a video right up here that you can go check out where I talk all about that. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle. I'm a licensed hairstylist with over 20 years of experience. And on this channel, I use those 20 years of experience to help you have healthy, happy hair. This first one is actually a category of products, and that is going to be salt sprays. And these are just a few of the ones that I have and tried this year. And this one is the one that's new. This one right here, the Bumble and Bumble Surf Spray, is the OG surf spray that started it all, probably in like 2001, I believe. And I have been absolutely loving surf sprays because my hair is overall pretty healthy. And even though it's coarse and there's this common misconception that coarse hair is rough, it isn't. Coarse hair merely is the diameter of the individual strands of hair. The larger it is, the coarser it is, the smaller it is, the finer it is. So you can have coarse hair that isn't rough and wiry. You can have coarse hair that is like mine, which is soft, slippery, and silky. And for those of us with super soft, slippery, silky hair, whether it's fine or coarse, something like this can really help add a little bit of grit and grip and texture to our hair, because very healthy, super soft, slippery, silky hair, say that 10 times really fast. Trust me, I did a number of takes on that one. Anyway, those of us who have that hair type, our hair really doesn't want to hold on to much of anything. It doesn't want to hold on to volume. It doesn't want to hold on to our curl. It'll let loose everything. And adding something like this can really help with that. And I did do a video all about sea salt sprays and volumizers and other texturizing sprays right up here where I compared them. And I did a mini review on the ones that I have. So if you're interested in any of these, please go ahead and check that video out. But I've really been absolutely loving these for what they've been doing for my hair, for helping to get a little bit of texture, to make my hair a little less slippery, to give my hair a little bit more volume, a little bit more oomph, to help it kind of spring up a little bit more. They've been great for all of that. Many of these salt sprays contain the ingredient magnesium sulfate, which can also help to shrink the bonds in the hair, which is what then also helps to spring your hair up. It will not make your hair curlier than what it's genetically predispositioned to be. However, it will help it to curl to its fullest potential. And so, like I said, these are just three that I have here. The Verb Salt, or the Verb Sea Spray is what this one is, the Bumble and Bumble Surf Spray, and then the Rizos Curls Beach Waves Texturizing Spray. And these are just three of the ones that I have and ones that I absolutely love. You can see that there's a lot missing out of this one. My daughter used this and loved it as well. And you don't need to be afraid of salt sprays drying your hair out. None of the ones that I tried did that. They just did everything that I wanted them to do, but they didn't have any negative effects on my hair. So if you're somebody who struggles with slippery textured hair, hair that doesn't hold curl, or hair that is volume challenged, you may want to give one of these a try. This next one is new this year, and that is the Rizos Curls Curl Defining Mousse. And now this is a mousse that is, as you can see, it comes in pump form. It is light and airy, and I find this to be really volumizing and moisturizing, but not so over moisturizing that it's going to weigh your hair down, because again, it does help give volume. And I find that the hold is more of a medium hold versus a very strong hold or a lighter hold. So it's somewhere in the middle, I think, for me, especially for a mousse like this. These do tend to be on the lighter side of things when it comes to hold. But what I really like about it is the fact that it gives my hair a lot of volume and it makes my hair feel pretty lightweight. And as I mentioned, I do have coarse hair and it is naturally quite heavy, both because of its texture and because I have a lot of it, and this just kind of helps make my hair feel weightless. It gives some good hold, some great definition, and I do combine this with a gel in order to get a little bit more hold out of it because I do like a little bit more hold. However, for those of you who like softer hold and want volume and aren't looking for a lot of longevity, then this might be a good product for you to try. It is a really good quality product. I can't recommend it enough. I see this working pretty universally from anywhere from people who have really fine hair to coarser hair like mine. Because of how lightweight it is, it's not going to weigh down very easily weighed down hair, and it works very well for those of us with coarser hair. Moving on to the Keratin Hyaluronic Acid Detangling Spray. And now this is the one where it's not new this year. I didn't try it this year. I actually tried it last year, but I have been using this pretty much nonstop almost every single time I wash my hair. I put this on as my leave-in because, again, my hair is overall pretty healthy. I don't need a lot of emollient, moisturizing ingredients in my hair. And my hair, while coarse, responds well to protein because, again, the blanket statement that you need to avoid or only use small amounts of protein on coarse hair does not apply to everybody with coarse hair. My hair definitely responds very well to the protein in this product, and it doesn't contain all of that extra super heavy moisturizing ingredients that my hair doesn't need. And another reason I like this product is because it also contains a UV protectant and a heat protectant all in one, so I can get all of the good things that I need and want for my hair without any of the things that I don't need or don't want for my hair. So even though this wasn't new this year and wasn't new to me this year, it has been a staple in my wash day routines pretty consistently throughout the year. In fact, for pretty much every single wash day. I really can't recommend this enough because of everything that it has in there. And it does, in fact, detangle quite well. So I'm kind of glossing over that because it's just so much more than what it claims to be. But it does detangle quite well also. So it does do what it says, but it also has all of these other benefits as well. And it is something that I feel that those of you who have really fine, easily weighed down hair can use consistently in your hair and not have to worry about it weighing it down because of how lightweight it is. It is just a watery spray. You can kind of see that there's no creaminess, there's no stickiness. It's just a really good watery spray, lightweight spray, and does all the good things. Next up, we have InnerSense I Create Volume Gel. And now this is definitely not a new product, but I did try it new to me this year, and I absolutely love it. So this is more of a medium hold gel, and normally I like firmer hold, but the reason I like this one so much is because it does create volume. Like, I get a lot of volume out of this. And I've been really loving the more voluminous look lately. So this has been great for giving me that, and it gives me that kind of, like I said, more of a medium hold. And I do like to combine it with a mousse or a foam to help give me a little bit more hold. And then I also usually spray hairspray on my hair just before I diffuse, which then gives me even more hold. So I am somebody who layers multiple products in order to get what I need out of each one of them versus using just one product and trying to force it to do what I want it to do by putting a ton of it in there, because that actually just does not work. So this is also, I'll show you, it's a liquidy kind of gel, which I absolutely love. Liquidy gels are my favorite gels. I find them just much easier to distribute throughout my hair versus the thicker gels. And that's kind of a personal preference because I've heard other people say the other way around, that they much prefer thicker gels. And now the consistency of the gel does not necessarily dictate the hold, because you can have watery gels that are very firm hold and you can have thicker gels that are very light hold. So that doesn't necessarily dictate the hold in the product. It's more something that you have to use and try and see what kind of hold it has. And the level of hold that you get out of it could be very well dependent on your hair texture. Those of us with coarser hair and heavier hair tend to need something a little bit stronger. So something like this for my coarser hair might be more of a medium hold, but for those of you with really baby fine hair, It's lower density, it's not as heavy. This might be something that actually gives you a little bit more hold. And because this is a volumizing product and it is very lightweight, this is another one that will work really great for those of you who have fine, easily weighed down hair, and especially if you like volume. And for those of us who have coarse hair and want volume and something lightweight, this is excellent for that as well. And I've already used up most of it, so I need to order a full bottle, and I will absolutely be ordering a full bottle of this one, because as much as I Create Hold from InnerSense, and I do have a full bottle of that, and I love the hold that I get out of that, I really, really like this one. And I really like combining it with medium to firmer hold mousses and foams. And I just find that those types of combinations that I've been doing with this lighter weight gel, this volumizing gel, and those lighter weight foams and mousses, that I've been getting a ton of volume, but still getting the hold that I want. Next up, we have I Create Definition Styling Foam from InnerSense. And this is another one of those pump type, lightweight, very airy type foams. And now normally I would say that a lot of these fall into the light to medium hold category. This one, on the other hand, is definitely a firm hold foam. And as far as definition goes, it absolutely really helps to create and hold that definition. Now, this is one that creates a strong cast. And some people have found, and I've seen it in the comments of my review video on this one, which if you want to see, it's right up here. But in some of the comments, some people have talked about how this creates such a strong cast that they have a really hard time getting that cast out. So if you're somebody who doesn't like a very strong cast, or you just want something softer, something that scrunches out very easily, then this might not be the one for you. But for those of you who really like a good strong cast and you don't worry so much about scrunching it all the way out, which some people don't scrunch their cast all the way out, or they leave most of it in, especially people in more humid type climates, leaving that cast in can really help beat the humidity and keep your hair from getting all big and fluffy, and not in a good way, and frizzy from the humidity by leaving that cast in there, or leaving some of that cast in there. So that's something to keep in mind with this, but it really is great hold, great definition. It's not heavy, but there is that cast. So if that's not what you're looking for, then you probably won't like this. But for those of you who do really enjoy a good strong cast and one that lasts, then this is probably something you might want to look into. And especially if you live in a humid climate, I can see this working really, really well. And again, I do think this is one that works well for pretty much all hair types for the most part. Because I think that the people who have the most trouble with the cast on this one are probably those of you with really, really fine hair. That cast is just really, really gonna stick and not let go. Versus those of us who have kind of more robust, weightier type hair that kind of resists casts to begin with. So if you are somebody with super fine hair and you just don't want that crispy cast type look, and especially if your hair is low density where that's going to make it look even more low density, then this might be something that you want to avoid. But it doesn't weigh your hair down, it's just the problem with the cast. But it is excellent hold, great definition, doesn't weigh your hair down, and I find that it actually does help me with volume as well. And that's part of the kind of the theme with all of these products that I'm talking about, because I've really been liking that look this year, is just bigger, fluffier, and fuller, voluminous type hair. So that is part of the reason why these products are being featured in this video. Last but not least, we have the Trelux Soothe and Restore Curl Defining Mousse. And I'll kind of show you a close-up of that right here. And it's been a year of the mousses. Like I said, I've been going for volume, and the mousses have been really doing what I've been wanting to achieve with my hair this year. So it's just been a year of mousses, and this also is a new product, and the Rizos was a new product, and the Innersense was all a new product. They came out with just some really great mousses this year, and I've been loving all of them. And so I wanted to bring up this one, and this is another one that my daughter has tried and used a good portion of, and I would have to say that this has pretty good hold. It's another one that is very light and airy, and another one that is lightweight on the hair. It's not over moisturizing, and it doesn't weigh anything down. And I would have to say that this probably has more of a medium hold, maybe a medium to firm hold, kind of depending, and also depending on the products that you put it with. But like I said, my daughter absolutely loves this as well. She also has coarse hair. She has drier hair, and this kind of helps with the drier hair, and yet it still isn't so emollient and so moisturizing that it's too much for my hair, which doesn't need all of that. So I feel like this is another one that really fits the bill for multiple hair types and is more dependent on kind of the look that you're trying to achieve. I do think, honestly, everything with Trelux really works well for the finer side of things, because I find that even their curl cream, which looks like it would be very heavy, is in fact quite lightweight. And I also think that these are really great products for those of us with more coarse hair too, especially if you have coarse hair more like mine, that is really kind of soft and slippery and silky and smooth. And I feel like these don't over moisturize our hair or help to weigh it down, but it does help to kind of lift our hair and give that little bit of oomph and volume and a little bit of something to our hair to keep it from being so soft, so slippery, but yet doesn't feel gritty or anything like that. So just in general, the Trelux products are really good for that. And this is certainly no exception to that at all. It's a really great mousse, a good hold, and it really helps to increase like the definition in your hair as well. I love it for that too. I find that I get some really nice defined waves and curls that way. It's one of the ones that, along with all the rest of them that I've spoken about, that I've really been reaching for a lot this year and have been really happy with. So before I end this video, it's also worth mentioning that these two mousses in particular work really well with brush styling. So I usually brush style with a curl cream versus a foam or a mousse. However, there are some foams and mousses that I do find work really well for brush styling. They help give great definition, frizz control, volume, and all of the good things, and don't weigh the hair down and don't really stretch the curl while you're brush styling, and don't also kind of create a stringy look, which sometimes brush styling with gels can create a stringy look. And so even though I normally don't brush style with foams or mousses, these I find work really well for that. These are two that I would definitely put on the list of mousses that are great for brush styling with. The other one, not so much, because that is one that is going to be a little bit more problematic, or at least for me it would be, just because of the hard cast that it creates and because of the hold level that it has. It may actually be counterproductive because it's going to kind of work against you and cause your hair to hold on to the more straightened out look when you're brushing it through, versus allowing it to kind of ribbon curl or bounce back up after you've finished running the brush through and kind of allowed it to spring up. So I do think that's something that would drag your hair out. And actually, I just remembered I did try brush styling with the Innersense one, and it did kind of drag out or pull out my waves a little bit, which my hair is struggling these days with trying to hold on to its own wave and curl, so I certainly don't need that. I want something that's going to help to bounce that all up. So the way that I prefer to apply the Innersense one is at the end by kind of glazing over and scrunching in, versus using it to brush style, which these two you can absolutely do that with. And here we are at the end of what I've considered to be the standout products for 2023. I did try to stick with most of them that were new in 2023, as you saw with the 3 mousses and also the salt spray from Rizos Curls that was also new this year. I did try to stick with that versus trying to do too many that were from other previous years. However, I felt like I did need to put those in there because they have been kind of my hair saviors this year. So I would be remiss in not mentioning those. But these are wonderful products that have been doing great things for me that I've really loved. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you like this video, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.